हेलो जैसी नारी, थैंक यू फॉर ज्वाइनिंग मी टुडे। तो आज के एपिसोड में ग्लैमर है, रियलिटी है और इंस्पिरेशन है, जस्ट लाइक अ ब्लॉकबस्टर मूवी। सो द थिंग इज कि मेरी 7 साल की बेटी मॉडल बनना चाहती है एंड इवन दो ऑन द सर्फेस आई एनकरेज हर, बट अंदर अंदर आई कीप होपिंग कि ये बस एक फेज हो। अब वो चाहे मॉडल बने या ना बने, पर मैं इसलिए नहीं बनने देना चाहती क्योंकि मैंने मीडिया में ना इस इंडस्ट्री के बारे में मोस्टली हॉरर स्टोरीज ही देखी हैं। सारे ग्लैमर के पीछे ज्यादातर एडिक्शन और कास्टिंग आउट जैसी चीजों को ज्यादा हाईलाइट किया जाता है। सो व्हेन द टीम फ्रॉम मॉडलिंग एजेंसी Auraa Talents reached out regarding a podcast interview, I knew I had to do it. I am speaking with Arpita Das. She is a former model and founder and CEO of Auraa Talents, which is a modeling institution and talent management agency. In this episode, Arpita talks about how modeling is like any other profession and bursts the biggest myths about it. We discuss inclusivity in terms of skin tones and body sizes. She shares her views on casting couch and on how to stay away from predators. On the practical side, we talk about the longevity of a model's career and the perks of being a model. We also discuss the opportunities and challenges for upcoming models, and in the end, Arpita shares her tips on successfully navigating the modeling landscape. इन सबके साथ अर्पिता अपनी स्टोरी भी बताएंगी कि कैसे वो एक मॉडल से एंटरप्रेन्योर बनी। सो जॉइन अस एंड शेयर दिस एपिसोड विद समवन जो मॉडल बनना चाहते हैं या ऐसे पेरेंट्स से जिनके बच्चे मॉडल बनना चाहते हैं। Hey sassy nari, welcome to Little Fixes. This is your host Matri, a social media professional, a mother and a simple yet sassy woman just like you. Join me for sweet, simple and practical ideas that help you in transforming into your best self. This mental health and personal growth podcast is a reminder that you matter. And now to our guest. Hi Arpita, welcome to Little Fixes.
Thank you, Matri. It feels great to be a part of this, and I'm very excited to this whole conversation, and I'm looking forward to it.
So am I, because this is a very new topic for Little Fixes. And with this episode, we want to establish modeling like any other sought after profession. But before we
Right.
start, please demystify modeling for us. Because लोगों को ना या तो सब कुछ glamorous लगता है या फिर सब कुछ shady
Right.
लगता है। कोई
Right.
एक midway होगा, I'm sure. तो you tell
Right.
us कि actually how the industry works.
So, like you said, I mean, I am in this industry for almost 20 years now. Now, few years to become a model, and then last almost 16 years, I'm running this agency, Auraa. So, in this whole journey, it is so interesting to see what people think about modeling and how somewhere modeling is related to glamour, modeling is related to luxury, travel, looking good, dieting, all these words are like the synonyms for modeling. But apparently, there are layers in it which comes in to become a model, because modeling is for me like any other profession where you have to do your hard work, you have to have a set of mind, you have to have a set of understanding skills, and then you end up becoming a model. So here, probably in this whole conversation, I will try to bring in a lot of pointers which I see, and I like my own family. Like there's so many relatives which I come across, and then they will say, "Can my son become a model? Can my daughter become a model?" Because it's such a nice, glamorous field. But it's very difficult for me to make them understand that if you can't think of making your son or a daughter a doctor or an engineer if they don't have that education, they don't have that understanding or knowledge. But why do you connect so easily with modeling? So yeah, I mean, to give you more depth and detail about it, I feel modeling is, I consider it like any other profession where you have to be physically of a certain way, and it is not just about looks, but the stamina that you need, the energy that you need to be standing for 12 hours, 15 hours, wearing high heels, having that makeup on, having that hair with extensions. It takes lot of physical strength, really, like a lot of strength. Then comes to your mental well-being, where because out of thousands and lakhs of people, a brand is taking or selecting a face. So imagine the kind of rejections these talents are going through on daily basis. So it is not uh, it is not so easy. Like how difficult it is if someone just tells me, no, you're not good, you're not selected for this. But it doesn't mean that I am bad. It just
Mhm.
means that the brand is looking for something else, and probably I'm not fitting in that profile. But on daily basis, 30 days in a month, you have to just hear this out, because out of 30 days, maybe you get one project, two projects, but you have to pass that to reach a certain level. Then comes your resilience to adapt to the situation, that yeah, it's okay, I didn't do it, doesn't matter, let me go for it, let me try something else, some other brand, let me do another audition, another casting. And that's when, that mental frame of yours comes in the picture. Then apart from that, your knowledge about the industry, understanding where do you fit in. Modeling is a very, very vast term, but where do you fit in? Are you a commercial model, or you're a fashion model, or what kind of brands can relate to you? So there is altogether a very detailed understanding that a person needs in order to become a model.
It was a lot that you just told me. And when I was preparing for this episode, I told my daughter, she's 7 and she's very interested in being a model. क्योंकि जो मेरा
Yeah.
सोशल मीडिया का काम है उसमें आई कीप पोस्टिंग वीडियोस ऑफ मॉडल्स फैशन मॉडल्स और सब तरीके की चीज़ें, तो शी कीप सीइंग इट एंड शी लाइक्स इट। तो
Yeah.
जब मैंने उसको बताया तो शी सेड कि उनसे ये पूछना कि इतनी हैवी ज्वेलरी पहन के, इतने हैवी कॉस्ट्यूम्स पहन के लोग कैसे वॉक कर लेते हैं, एंड यू जस्ट कवर्ड दैट, यू जस्ट
Wow.
मेंशन दैट।
That's so sweet of her to actually notice that part, which generally people don't. They just see कि कितनी सुंदर या कितना, I mean, how good looking you are looking, or what it takes to be there is what matters, which a model does.
यस यस। तो मान लीजिए कोई एक मॉडल है, उनके पास कोई कुछ प्रोजेक्ट्स हैं, उनको काम करना है, तो अगर हम उनका एक डे टू डे देखें जो होता है कि एक दिन कैसे जाता है, डे इन द लाइफ एट शूट, तो अगर हम उसके बारे में बात करें तो वो कैसा होता है?
So see, at shoot, it starts with a call time, which a brand is going to give to the talent. So the model has to first reach there on time, which can be 5 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes it's even earlier,
Mhm.
and then they get their makeup done. Makeup can take an hour or two, depending on the kind of look they are trying to create. Then the costume, they have to wear the attire, then they have to stand in front of the camera, the light has to be fixed, and then finally shots, you the photographer takes the shot, and then multiple shots happen, and then maybe they're getting the right picture. So that's how the whole shoot starts. Then generally for an average shooting time is between 10 to 12 hours. Sometimes it
Mhm.
even goes to 15 hours, 16 hours. Maybe they are not getting the right shot, or maybe there is some technical issue, or sometimes it's a group shot with 4 5 talents, and the talents are not able to get a parity of their pictures. So all that it takes for that talent, and then the whole shoot gets over, and in that whole journey there are some pictures which the team might like, the some pictures the team might not like, and then the talent also has to be ready to listen to the criticism and adapt to it, because
Mhm.
end of the day the talent has to deliver as per what the brand is looking at, you know so all that is a part of their daily routine, where the most important factor is how fast they are getting ready, they're changing, they're understanding what is the next shot all about, adapting themselves, because you or me are of a certain way, right? We have a certain mindset, certain way of acting, behaving. But when you are a model, you have to adapt. It's like how in films people have their characters. So here they are also getting into a character that can be of a glamorous girl, that can be of a college girl, or that can be of a handsome boy, or a boy who's just getting married, depending on the requirement of the shoot. So their mind has to constantly understand and adapt. And the best part is, maybe the first shot is where the talent is a groom, and the
Mhm.
second shot can be probably the talent is a college boy. So
Mhm.
how fast you have to adapt, because it is just not about changing the attire. It is about
Mhm.
changing your
Yeah.
expression. It is about understanding the character and getting into that
Mhm.
role. So yeah, I mean, a lot is a part of a talents day, and then they have to make sure they are eating right, they are working out, they are doing all their basic skincare, their basic follow-ups if they need to. They have to audition as well. If there are some auditions going on along with the shoot, they have to make sure they are auditioning. So they probably take a break and audition of a character which is nowhere related to them. Let's say a character of an air hostess
Hmm.
or engineer, because maybe there is some TVC going on, then they have to play that character because they have to audition, and that audition is sent to the production houses where they get selected and they get the project. So all this is like the some of the basics that I've told you, which is a part of a model's daily routine.
देखने में लगता है कि बैठ गए, स्माइल कर दिया या एक जो मतलब एक्सप्रेशन दे दिया, खत्म हो गया। बट देयर इज़ अ
Exactly,
लॉट दैट गोज़ बिहाइंड इट।
exactly.
लास्ट मिनट चीज़ें बहुत सारी हो जाती होंगी कि
जी,
कुछ हो गया, मान जैसे आज ही मुझे रिकॉर्डिंग करनी थी, तो मेरे साथ एक छोटी-सी चीज़ हुई कि मेरे फोरहेड के बीच में एक मस्कीटो बाइट हो गया, वो अभी भी वीडियो में आ रहा है। तो
जी.
आई वाज़ थिंकिंग जस्ट राइट नाउ यू वर सेइंग कि अपनी बेसिक स्किन केयर करनी होती है, तो आई वाज़ कि मान लीजिए
Seriously,
कुछ हो गया, तो वो चीज़ भी आपको देखना है कि आप वहाँ जा रहे हो
बिल्कुल,
मेकअप आर्टिस्ट के पास एंड दे आर सेइंग ये क्या हो गया है? तो उसके
बिल्कुल.
ऊपर वर्क करना, तो आई
एंड
थिंक उसके लिए मेंटल रेज़िलियंस भी बहुत चाहिए होती है, बिकॉज़
बहुत
आई डोंट थिंक
बहुत,
एवरीवन इज़ सो काइंड
या,
टू व्हेन यू आर देयर, बिकॉज़ सबको लगता है कि लुक्स आर एवरीथिंग।
हाँ, यस. एंड वो जो आप मेंटल रेजिलियंस की बात कर रहे हो ना, आई फील वो सबसे ज्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट है, बिकॉज ऑल एवरी सेकंड इतना कुछ उनके उनके आसपास चल रहा होता है, दैट दे हैव टू इमीडिएटली अडेप्ट टू, दे हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड एंड टेक द राइट अप्रोच, which is very important. When a talent is shooting, let's say the team is not liking what she or he is performing,
हुँ,
for
हुँ।
can be whatever reason, can be a model's mistake, or can be it is not relating to the brand.
हुँ,
So
हुँ।
that time there is a lot of mental trauma, literally, where a talent is going through, because
हुँ,
you are at the spotlight and everyone is looking at you, pointing you out, making you understand. So there is so much of a drilling of your own confidence, of your own self belief, that you have to go through, and again you have to come out with full power and full smile and as if nothing happened.
या
Yeah.
एंड इट रिमाइंड्स मी ऑफ द मूवी फैशन, जो कई साल हो गए, आई थिंक 15-16 साल हो गए होंगे इस मूवी का
Yes.
आए हुए, और उसमें हमें बहुत सारी डिफरेंट साइड्स देखने को मिली थी। तो हाउ वाज दैट पोर्ट्रेयल? डू यू रिलेट विद इट? डू यू थिंक इट वाज करेक्ट या सम पार्ट्स ऑफ इट वर करेक्ट? बिकॉज आई थिंक दिस इज वन ऑफ द रेफरेंस व्हिच इफ माय लिसनर्स इज आर लिसनिंग एंड दे हैव सीन द मूवी और दे सी द मूवी, तो मे बी दे विल बी एबल टू मेक द कनेक्शन।
So when I was in my school, I had seen that movie, and what I understood from that movie is, because I was also struggling to become a model, and the movie had talked about a modeling agency, Panache, who used to transform these talents, give a platform to them. Though there were a lot of things which I totally don't relate with at all, but that's where I was very excited to imagine and literally manifest that what if tomorrow I have an agency where the talent is coming in and we are putting so much of an effort that we are just transforming their lives, not just by us, but a talent and an agency coming together. Though I was very amateur that time, but still that movie gave me that idea, that thought, which is how I remember fashion till date. Coming back to what I saw in that, well, there are a lot of things where people still believe in, for example, getting addicted. So that's again, that is in not just in modeling, in every profession. It is about how, like, addiction is something which has nothing to do with modeling again.
या या
So that was, I think, not a right portrayal. I wish more movies come out of the modeling industry where the real picture comes in, that not every model is into alcohol or smoking or all of that. It is a basic lifestyle which people, if they want to adapt to, they're doing it, but it has nothing to do with modeling. Then it comes to there were the movie was also about how you reach a height and then you go down. Well, that is something which is absolutely true. It is so important, again, in any profession, to be grounded and to be looking down while you're going up. But in modeling, it's all the more very important because you get the spotlight.
Mm-hmm.
And when you get that spotlight, and suddenly if the spotlight gets out of you, it is very, very difficult and traumatizing to do adapt yourself. So that is something there which we also try and train all our talents to how to prepare yourself mentally, so that you become so mentally strong that no matter what these ups and downs are all about, you keep going. But yes, in out of 365 days, all 365 days you won't be a star, but
Yes.
out of this, if 20 days of limelight also you get, it's a big thing. So how you
Mm-hmm.
accept and cherish those days of your limelight and learn from it and adapt, because new people are going to come in, a lot of competition is going to happen, but with your understanding and your mental stability, you can keep remain stable and sane in this profession.
ओके। आई थिंक वो सभी प्रोफेशन के लिए सेम चीज अप्लाई होती है,
Yes,
राइट? तो
yes,
हम मॉडलिंग को
exactly.
अलग से नहीं रख के देख सकते। यस।
हाँ.
एंड आई थिंक वन मोर थिंग, व्हेन यू वर टॉकिंग अबाउट पनाश इन द मूवी फैशन, कि वो आइडिया आपके दिमाग में तब आ गया था एंड यू मैनिफेस्टेड इट विद ऑरा।
Yeah, I mean, though Aura had a very different reason to start with, maybe next time some we'll discuss on this. But yeah, as this young aspiring model, I thought, wow, this is because somewhere I think I had that entrepreneur dreams along with becoming a model. So that's all got connected. I mean, these are like the beautiful memories I have of fashion whenever I think of it.
Okay. So, moving on to some other things which people come across a lot when it comes to modeling, it is inclusivity. चाहे वो
Yeah.
हमारे स्किन टोन की हो, बॉडी साइजेस की हो, कि अभी जैसे मैं पहले का, आई डोंट रिमेम्बर व्हाट वाज दैट शो, इट वाज प्रोबब्ली इन अमेरिकाज नेक्स्ट टॉप मॉडल, आई डोंट रिमेम्बर, बट उसमें काफी
Okay.
पुराना एपिसोड था। तो उसमें देयर वाज दिस मॉडल, शी माइट हैव शी माइट हैव बीन मे बी साइज 10, आई थिंक, देखने पे जैसी वो लग रही थी, एंड शी वाज कैटेगराइज्ड एज अ प्लस साइज मॉडल।
Okay.
अभी आई थिंक देयर इज अ लिटिल मोर अंडरस्टैंडिंग कि हाँ वो प्लस साइज नहीं होता है, प्लस साइज मे बी कुछ और होता है, बट आई स्टिल डोंट सी अ
Yeah.
लॉट ऑफ रिप्रेजेंटेशन ऑन रनवेज, या फिर जो हमारा मीडिया है नॉर्मल, जो हम टीवी पे एड्स देखते हैं या प्रिंट एड्स देखते हैं, अभी भी इतना नहीं आता है। तो इसके
Hmm.
बारे में आप क्या कहोगे?
So I am coming from the time where modeling had a very clear definition of how you're a model, a clear definition where it wasn't inclusive. And but now over the years we see how different brands are coming in. The demand has changed now for plus size. Like you mentioned, plus size. So I'm saying that for plus size garments now the plus size models are shooting it. Earlier it was a normal size model who used to shoot, and a, a customer who was not fitting that size but still used to visualize themselves in that and used to buy it. So but somehow, how do you relate? I mean, how do you relate to it if you're not of that particular size? So over the years, I think even the brands have understood it, and it's very beautiful for me to see the whole journey from, uh, like I said, a typical standard size to inclusive size where I mean inclusivity where size doesn't matter, color doesn't matter, your overall look doesn't matter. It is all about how what is the demand of the market is what we have reached to, which is where we are seeing. Like for example, we have plus size talents with us. We have even talents, even I would say with skin color. Earlier, fair skin was ideally a color which was connected with the models. Though we also had talents with little darker skin, but fair was ideally the so to say color. But now Indian color is not white, we are brown. So how a customer relates to a white skin is not practically possible, which I think we all have adapted, and we have all have evolved ourselves, which is really beautiful to see, because I have personally gone through situations where I used to be rejected from a shoot because my skin color was dark, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And but today I have so many talents who are doing great because of their dark skin color. So
Mm-hmm.
that's really beautiful to see, and I feel all the talent should not uh, be defined with any skin color, but it should be defined by their authenticity, uh, by their talent, by who they are in real, and how they are delivering their work is how a talent should be defined.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. तो you think the playing field is leveled for everyone now, या अभी भी आगे बहुत सारे हैं हमारे hurdles जो प्लस साइज मॉडल्स या डार्क स्किन मॉडल्स के सामने है?
Well, so modeling industry, see, it is like demand and supply. So whatever the demand is, the supply will be like that. I mean, I'm
हाँ.
using the term.
नहीं,
It's
it's
because
yeah.
if the market, if a brand wants
Mm-hmm.
a fair, if the brand wants to show their customers fair skin, so a modeling industry would have more of fair skin talents. So
Mm-hmm.
it is totally connected. But yes, there are some struggles, there are hurdles, but still I can see a lot of change since from then till now. Like if I think of earlier days, it was very different. There was the mindset was very specific, but fast forward to today, everybody is looking for a change, everybody is looking for something unique. And you know, the best part is every brand or everyone is trying to see the real world. I mean, you really are is what we are talking about, which means even if a brand has let's say a garment brand has a particular thought or a vision with their garments, but what they are trying to show is who are these real people who are going to wear it. They are trying to connect with the real market, real customers,
Mm-hmm.
rather than giving that dreamy thought to people. And you are visualizing yourself. I can't visualize myself as a Aishwarya Rai or a Deepika Padukone and buy my clothes. So similarly, it's very important that we do it, and I do see a lot of change, and I'm really happy about it. बाकी थोड़े बहुत hurdles तो anyways रहेंगे ही. That's a part and parcel.
यस यस, अग्री ऑन दैट. और अगर इसके बाद हम बात करें कास्टिंग काउच की, विच इज आई थिंक वन ऑफ द बिगेस्ट थिंग्स विच स्टॉप्स अ लॉट ऑफ पेरेंट्स फ्रॉम लेटिंग देयर किड्स एंटर दिस फील्ड. सबसे
Yeah.
पहला थॉट यही आता है कि यहाँ पर मतलब सेफ नहीं है हमारे बच्चे फिजिकली या और भी चीज़ों से. तो व्हाट डू यू हैव टू से अबाउट दैट?
Well, this is a very important and a sensitive topic, and I would try to cover it in my own way. So, when it comes to casting couch, I don't know why this specific term is only given to the modeling industry. Now, this casting couch is there in every profession, whether you go for any job, corporates, even in some houses, unfortunately. But now, if we deep dive, we understand that the whole thought is that someone who is powerful, I call them predators. So these predators, they try to identify people who are probably weaker in their own ways, or probably vulnerable, or probably desperate, and they try to tap them. This is how I connect a casting couch with in any sector, right? Now, I honestly, like I said, it's been so many years. Yes, we did have certain instances where we did get such calls, but again, in 15 years, I might have got some 8, 9 calls in 15 years of my career as a modeling agency. So I don't see those numbers. It should not be highlighted the way it is highlighted with the modeling agency. I have myself worked in corporate in my past in call center, and I've seen all of it that time as well in that profession as well. So I think it's more to do with understanding and having more knowledge about the industry. Somewhere modeling is not really, we don't really speak about the industry much, and that's where the awareness is lacking in people, the knowledge is lacking in people, and that's making them believe or see things like, till date you know about just fashion in this, about this industry. So
Mm-hmm.
what all you saw in fashion is what you know about, most of it that you know about the industry. But again, coming back to reality, it has a lot of other aspects, lot of other shortcuts. Don't take you, like, not all the shortcuts are going to take you to succeed. So now, as talents or aspiring talents, when they come to the industry, all we tell them is that, first of all, learn about the industry, have knowledge about it, understand to take a right decision, understand the difference between a right and a wrong decision, understand, do you really fit in this industry or not? That, and then actually identifying who is a right client or a right person, or is the information coming to you about, let's say, you getting a DM, you will become a Bollywood star, you're very pretty, please come, I will make you a star.
Mm-hmm.
All these things are, it's very easy for anyone to do it, but you have to be smart enough to understand that, is this a lucrative offer given to me, or this is real? So now nobody can become a star in a day, you know. So it's like, in the beginning I said that it's a journey. This profession also needs a lot of learning, understanding, uh, having your own skills. To become a talent, you have to develop that skill, and then you become one. And the best part now I see is modeling agencies coming in, like us, for example. We act more like gatekeepers, where we make sure who to reach and who not to reach, where most of these predators, they just vanish at the first level, so they don't end up reaching my talents, and my talents don't reach of ending there. So this is with all the agencies. So that is one way to get out of this whole predators community, I call it as, because honestly speaking, uh, even though they exist, they will not take you anywhere. You can't become a model by getting, by losing your own identity, or losing your own, because end of the day, what is modeling all about? It is about, it is you, you know, you, a brand is looking at you, you're representing a brand. Now imagine if you don't have that confidence, you don't feel happy or proud, or about your own self, because you have to compromise on its way. And compromise doesn't just mean sexual compromise. Compromise can be about compromising in what you believe in, your values, your thoughts, your vision. So all that also comes in this, I would say, this casting couch conversation, where if you compromise in all those things and you reach a certain point, you can't be the real you, you can't uh, actually represent a brand in that manner. So I feel now it's high time, and it's good that I'm discussing it here, that people, whoever is listening to me, whether it's parents or whether it's youngsters who aspire to be talents, to get out of this whole mindset and thought process, rather than focus on becoming more informed, understand the industry. As parents, they should be like a helping or a supporting per people to their kids, so that they don't get trapped in
Mm-hmm.
any wrong direction. So I feel, because so many times the parents come to me, they try to discuss this. So all I tell them is that you have to believe in your child. You have to also hold their hand and tell them that I am there for you. You know, these two terms are more than enough for any youngster who is aspiring, because yes, they are young, they don't know what to do, what not. But when a parent is supporting them right, I would say no predators can actually try and do anything if they are, the pillars, their pillars are strong, and these youngsters are well educated and well informed. And I hope,
Mm-hmm.
hearing me out, even if one talent or one parent understands and gets inspired, it's I'll feel very happy about it.
Yeah, yeah. I think that is the entire purpose of this episode, and you are doing very well in fulfilling it.
I'm trying my best.
या तो अब एक और पॉइंट आता है जो इंडियन लोगों के लिए आई थिंक हर किसी के लिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, वो है प्रोफेशनल लॉन्जिविटी। ऐसे तो
Yeah.
अनसर्टेनिटी तो हर फील्ड में है, पर
हाँ.
जब मॉडलिंग की या एक्टिंग की इन सब चीज़ों की बात आती है तो ये थोड़ी ज़्यादा बढ़ जाती है कि एक
हाँ.
तो एज वाला फैक्टर होता है, और एक
हाँ.
होता है कि आज एक नया चेहरा आया, थोड़े दिन बाद कोई और आ गया, एंड द लास्ट पर्सन इज नॉट गेटिंग इनफ प्रोजेक्ट्स के ये
हाँ.
होता है। तो एक तो फाइनेंशियल स्टेबिलिटी की बात आ गई कि आज प्रोजेक्ट है कल नहीं है, तो मतलब फाइनेंशियली
Right.
स्टेबल हो। और फिर दूसरी चीज आ गई, एक एजिंग वाली आ गई कि आफ्टर अ
Yeah.
सर्टेन एज मे बी यू आर नॉट गेटिंग एज मेनी प्रोजेक्ट्स, और मे बी यू आर नॉट
Yeah.
गेटिंग प्रोजेक्ट्स एट ऑल। देयर आर
Yeah.
वेरी फ्यू मॉडल्स हु आर पास्ट अ सर्टेन एज।
Right.
तो इस चीज को हम कैसे कंसिडर करें व्हेन वी आर थिंकिंग अबाउट मेकिंग मॉडलिंग आवर करियर?
Okay. So modeling, like any other profession, it is, if it's compared with any other profession, and then it is said that it is short-lived. Yes, it's because it's your skin has to look a certain way, your body has to look a certain way, but along that, all I understand is what you do in a 1 year of your career as any other profession, you do that sometimes in 1 month of your career. When it comes to the exposure, the kind of exposure that you get in 1 month, where you meet multiple people, you travel, you get exposed to a lot of brands. So the whole understanding, the whole it's a fast forward life that you're living in that 1 month, where the journey is not stagnant, not like how becoming a teacher or a doctor would be. So, yes, it is short lived. But having said that, in that short lived time, the kind of knowledge that you gain, the kind of upliftment you see in yourself, the kind of skills that you develop as a personality is what takes you to a very different league when you end up, let's say, even if a modeling is of 5 year, it's a 5 years career, but that's not the end of it. After a model, you can become, there are so many other professions which you can get into based on the knowledge and the experience and the understanding you had. You can become a model mentor, you can become a stylist, you can become a makeup artist, you can also get into different profession like photography if that interests you. And not only that, like, the moment you become more confident, you understand yourself better, you you get into any profession and bet on it, you will deliver far better than what you're doing. I mean, there is this, I had this talent with me. Her parents didn't wanted her to join modeling because she had to go travel to another country, and they wanted to make her an MBA professional, and they wanted her to do work in a corporate. But she got her parents to me, we had a discussion. I told their parents that she has 1 year. Just let her explore this 1 year in modeling, and then you send her. It's always good. Knowledge and career is always good to, eventually develop and grow in life. But, this girl comes in day one, no confidence, worried, parents are worried, they don't know where to go, they don't want to put her into modeling. The girl wants to become a model and then do MBA as well. Cut to today. After 6 months, when I personally met that girl, I felt I was spellbound by the way she was, the way she was carrying herself, the way she was talking, the kind of way she had developed herself as was unbelievable. No career, no educational course of 4 years, 5 years can develop or make her what she became. So now she has gone, she has actually gone, she has gone to Canada, she's studying now. But this version of what she has become was impossible for her if she didn't had that experience of modeling in her career. So that is what I feel, that the career might be short lived, but what you take out from that career is what is going to define your whole life. And modeling is just about you, your personality. So I would say, rather than focusing on the longevity, we should focus on what can we gain out of it and become the best version of ourselves.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that is very interesting. So thanks for sharing that. Because हम सबको
Yeah.
लगता है, हमारी मेंटालिटी होती है कि हमें एक एज तक काम करना है और स्टेबल इनकम चाहिए। पर आप कह रहे हैं कि पर्सनालिटी जो आपकी चेंज होती है, और आप देन यू कैन ऑब्वियसली एक्सप्लोर अ लॉट ऑफ डिफरेंट करियर ऑप्शंस। तो
And Maitri, on top of it, of course, I mean, you make a lot of money. I mean,
हाँ.
the money that you probably make in a profession in 4 years, 5 years, you will make in 1 year. So that money is also an investment for your future. You can become entrepreneurs. You can invest that money. There is so much to do. I mean, there is so much you can do if you just start thinking and identifying the positives out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And also it depends on a talent. Like, no one can push you to do what you can. It has to be you. If you try to identify the opportunity and explore it, rest is history. If I take my example, I was trying to be a model, but today I am a successful. I mean, I call myself successful because I achieved what I thought of, and it's a process. It's a progress that I am having every single day. But then, because I try to utilize my time or my exposure that I got in modeling, today I am running this agency, and that's making me do better because of the platform that I had got as a model.
Mm-hmm, yes, and we'll discuss your journey just in a bit because I am also very excited to listen about that. But उससे पहले हमें अर्पिता ये बताइए कि जो अपकमिंग मॉडल्स हैं उनके सामने सबसे बड़े चैलेंजेस क्या हैं आज के टाइम में?
So I mean, out of 10 people you will meet, I think five of them would want to become models. So that's definitely one of the biggest challenge, competition. Second is, after social media coming in, there are a lot of influencers also who consider themselves as models. So
Mm-hmm.
that also, again, those are two different profession, but somewhere it does get mixed these days. So that's again another issue or concern that I see for these talents. Third is getting a right platform. When I say a right platform, whatever you do, it's very important to have a right start to it. So that right platform is also something that they have to understand. They have to, because they are so young, and like there is not much information and knowledge in the outside world about modeling. So imagine a 16, 17-year-old has to enter modeling, but they don't know anything, they don't have information. So lack of information is definitely a big problem, where which sometimes don't let them take a right platform. So yeah, I think primarily these few things I feel are one of the concerns. And yes, one most important thing is the mindset of the society. The Like you said, parents don't want them to be models, but why you don't want them? Just because you don't know about the industry, that doesn't define an industry whether it's good
Yeah.
or bad.
Hmm.
So yeah, I mean, yes. That's all I can say.
ओके, वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग। एंड अर्पिता, अब हम अगर बात करें अपॉर्चुनिटीज की, कि क्या क्या
Yeah.
अपॉर्चुनिटीज है एंड हाउ कैन समवन नेविगेट दिस लैंडस्केप ऑफ मॉडलिंग इन दीज डेज?
So, opportunities, well, there are multiple opportunities. You can become a fashion model, you can become a commercial model. Now, inclusivity coming in the picture, where any size, any look, any body, a petite person can also become a model. A person who doesn't have a standard size, a body standard size, which we call it as standard, we have defined.
Hmm. Yeah.
So right now there is no definition. So even skin color. So all that is one way. It's an opportunity for everyone to be a part of this industry. Second is there are multiple brands that are coming in. So you become a commercial model. Commercial model is, let's say you see a face in Airtel hoarding or a Vaseline hoarding. So these are all commercial models. Fashion is Lakme Fashion Week, or all these runways that you see these models. Then digital ads that you see, which is on Instagram, which is on all these digital platforms. Then e-commerce, which you see these, whether it's Flipkart, Amazon, Myntra. So all these are these models who are a part of that. So all these are definitely opportunities which they get. And along with that, there are so many other things like music videos are there they need models. Then there are a lot of catalogs which you see, the sari catalog or a salwar suit catalog. So all these are multiple uh, platforms where these talents can end up working in.
Mm-hmm.
And what was your next question?
How to successfully navigate the field of modeling?
Well, successfully navigating is again a process with multiple steps, which starts with, I said it before also, being informed, knowing about the industry, having enough knowledge to first, before you dive into this industry, you need to have knowledge. You need to study about this industry. You need to Google. You need to read about it. So that is first step. Second is, now when you know the industry, you have got some information and you think you can deliver what it takes. Then the second is, you groom yourself. You learn the art of becoming a model, which is about how do you stand, how do you walk, how do you face the camera, how do you have that personality, what which is needed in front of the camera, so that you work on it, which can be by maybe joining a grooming school, or by taking guidance from previous models or talents where you learn it. Now the third is, where how do you place yourself? That is a very very important challenge, because it's like how in Bollywood, launching a talent is like you pick
Mhm.
a right movie and you get launched. Similarly, the industry also is pretty much similar. If you end up entering the industry, doing shoots or doing projects which doesn't up your game, then again you enter a line where it becomes very difficult to go up. So you have to be very sure of how do you start this career, which set of people you need to connect yourself with. Again, there a talent agency, a talent can pick a talent agency, understand. So there are multiple talent agencies. Some are working on commercial faces, some are working on runway talent, some are working on maybe both. So as a talent, they need to understand which is the right fit for them. Like they have to identify which is the right agency for them, who represent them, and who can, where a talent can relate to that agency. So these are few steps which they need to take to enter that industry. And
Mhm.
rest is definitely the mental and the physical well-being, which is very 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 important, which is important in any other profession, but all the more important in modeling, because all the time you get the spotlight.
यस यस सो अर्पिता आपने हमें बहुत डिटेल में और बहुत ऑनेस्टली बताया मॉडलिंग इंडस्ट्री के बारे में एंड नाउ वी आर वेरी क्यूरियस टू नो कि आपने ऑरा क्यों स्टार्ट किया वो हमने फैशन वाली बात डिस्कस की थी बट वी वांट टू नो मोर डिटेल.
So when I used to model myself, it was back in 2001, 2, maybe 2002, 3, yeah. So it all started with when I saw Sushmita Sen, and I was like, wow, what a personality she is. I really used to admire her for some reason. I mean, she is really amazing. So that's where that whole thought of becoming a model came into me. But when I entered this industry, I realized, of course, there was no exposure, no social media. I couldn't connect to people so easily. So, but when I entered, somehow I managed and I entered. I realized, like so many others, it is not how we think of it. It is not just glamour. It is not just. So there were a lot of struggles. There were a lot of hardships that you had to go through, starting from my skin color, casting couch, to competition, to lot of factors. That's when I did modeling for I think 2, 3, 4 years. Then I started doing some jobs also after that. But then I realized that I belong to that industry. I can't do anything else. So again, I got back and I started modeling again. And I thought, as a young, I was I think 18 or 19-year old, where I thought of this. I was like, what if I can create, again, the fashion film comes in my mind, something like a panache, which I don't know how will I do it, but if I can create something, a platform where so many hundreds and thousands of Arpitas can at least get a direction what to do. And with my help, I can obviously, I was at least that time having little bit more information than the newcomers because
Mhm.
of some years of work. So that's how the whole thought came in, where the whole idea was to become a platform between a talent and a client. Though I didn't know how will I reach the client, though I didn't know how will I reach the talent, but I think that the whole purpose of Aura came in, where I thought, if I can bring the change, if I can do something which can help Arpitas like me, is how Aura was started.
Mhm.
Then,
Okay.
yeah, then I think in 2009, Aura actually I started it. Where I was modeling as well, and I used to start talking to people. I had a few models with me whom I spoke to, and I was like, you know what, I will take care of your work. You let me try and do it. And I mean, when I look back today, I have like 100 plus talents with me. I have multiple cities, so it feels great. It also uh, makes me. That's why I always tell my talents that I know today you want to become a model, but that is not the end of it. Even if you don't end up making, you don't know where maybe you're destined to do something bigger. And I am a example sitting in front of you. I
Mhm.
wanted to be a model. I thought I will, what will happen to my life? How will, because I dreamt of this industry. I wanted to, like, this was all I knew about. But then today I'm not a model, but I am managing hundreds and hundreds of models with me, and I'm seeing every day so many Arpitas are coming in. So it's a great feeling. It feels really amazing, and it's a very soul satisfying thing for me, because I'm doing what I always wanted to do.
Yeah, and you have created what you wanted when you were a
Yes,
youngster, and now you are
yes.
helping a lot of people. Okay, so now it's time for Sass It Up. And Arpita, please tell us one of the sassiest thing. I'm sure you have done many. तो एक ऐसी चीज जो एक बोल्ड स्टेप आपने कभी लिया हो जिसने मे बी आपकी लाइफ की डायरेक्शन चेंज की हो या आपको एक नया पर्सपेक्टिव दिया हो किसी और की हेल्प की हो तो प्लीज टेल अस अबाउट दैट.
Well, Maitri, here there are so many things that I've done that I really don't know what to tell you here. But again, I would say I've taken 50,000 rupees from my father,
Hmm.
and coming from a background of a middle class family, no business, never seen business in my life. With those 50,000, I started Aura. So I think that is one of the sassiest thing I would say I have done. And like this, I have hundreds of them.
Yeah, starting something of your own is very difficult. And you asked
And
your
that too,
father for money to do it,
and
yeah?
that too, when you have no idea. I had
Uh-huh.
zero idea how a business runs. I had zero idea what I'm going to do, how I'm going to invest this 50,000 in my company. But yeah, I mean, I believe, I think for me also, when I personally think of it and I look back, it probably blessings. I had loads and loads of blessings of my family, God, and everyone, that even if it was just a thought of this young girl who didn't know what to do, how to do it, but
Yes,
everything
yes.
just happened
So
for me.
kudos to your parents also for supporting you and letting you create Aura, which is helping so many people now.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And finally, Arpita, do tell us ki how can people connect with Aura?
Well, it's very simple. They can follow us on our Instagram page. They can DM us. They can also email us at models@aura.in. That's AURAA.in. And the talent scouts will get back to them if they suit our profile.
Mm-hmm. Okay, okay, awesome. So, Arpita, it was really lovely speaking with you. I also got to know a lot of new things, and because my daughter she's seven, so right now she is interested in hundreds of things, but it is one of her interests. So, it also gave me a different perspective because I also have a lot of, I would say, stigmas in my mind
I'm
regarding
sure.
modeling industry. So, thank you for
I'm sure.
demystifying modeling for us.
Thank you so much, Maitri. Like probably this is the first time where I have actually opened up and said a lot about the modeling industry.
अगर आपको ये एपिसोड वैल्यूबल लगा तो प्लीज हेल्प लिटिल फिक्सेस रीच मोर पीपल बाय शेयरिंग इट विद समवन यू केयर अबाउट. यू कैन ऑल्सो गिव अस अ शाउट आउट ऑन इंस्टाग्राम. मेरा हैंडल है @littlepixelspodcast. दिस हेल्प्स मी इन ग्रोइंग द पॉडकास्ट और बहुत सारे और लोगों की हेल्प भी होती है इसको सुन के. आई एम ग्रेटफुल फॉर योर टाइम. अब मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट वेडनेसडे को. तब तक के लिए खुद से प्यार करते रहो और सदा सैसी रहो. बाय.